This is from Alex. Let's jump to this right now, because I think this is important. We have to be ready for this mentally, because this is absolutely happening, in my opinion. Alex says, absolutely absurd amounts of Bitcoin is being bought over the counter by institutions. When they have enough, they will have the media blast news about a new Bitcoin all-time high. Retail will then flock to Coinbase, where there will be no supply left. Price will go nuclear. It's planned. So what these institutions like BlackRock, like the big money, you have to realize the fact that BlackRock is not buying their Bitcoin on Coinbase or from Bitcoin Well. They're buying them through over-the-counters. And from what I've heard, the over-the-counter exchanges are running out of Bitcoin. So what's an over-the-counter exchange? It's basically like, if you think about an exchange like Coinbase, Bitcoin Well, it's all algorithms or code, right? You send money, they send you Bitcoin. It's all kind of like behind the scenes software. It's an exchange. That's how we value Bitcoin. That's the price of Bitcoin that we see, is all the exchange value. People like me, people like you, buying, selling with the exchanges, that's an exchange. Over-the-counter exchange, it's kind of like more old school. So it's like a company. They hold Bitcoin, they hold cash, they have connections. People call them, people email them, and they sell them. It's not like an automated thing on an exchange. It's real human to human, calling people, selling. I got a buyer, I got a seller. And that's how the big institutions buy their Bitcoin, because they can buy bigger chunks of it that way, right? And so when there's purchases from BlackRock and an over-the-counter exchange, those aren't included in the exchange price of Bitcoin, because no one knows what it is, right? If I was an over-the-counter exchange and BlackRock called me and said, how much Bitcoin do you have? And I said, I got 3,000 Bitcoin. I'm going to charge you 20% higher than the spot price for Bitcoin right now. They say, okay. And I send them Bitcoin. They send me the cash. That doesn't get reported anywhere on the exchanges, right? So all the exchange price is just basically taking all the data from these different Coinbases, Bitcoin Well, Binance, the price that people are paying on there, they all get consolidated into be the exchange price. But the over-the-counter exchanges, we have no idea how much people are paying for Bitcoin. And so they're running out of Bitcoin. And so what I think is going to happen, and I agree with this, is that they're going to say, okay, when they have enough, or when they realize that the over-the-counters are pretty much dry, then they're going to say, okay, shoot this thing out. Media, they're going to go all over the news. They're going to have BlackRock people on CNBC. They're going to be talking about the new all-time high, 100K, and everybody's going to go try to buy Bitcoin from the exchanges. And it's just going to go, in these words, nuclear. So expect that. And what I would say to that, because this is absolutely going to happen. So what I would say to that, for an actionable item that you can do today to get ready for this, because you have to keep in mind here that whether the price is going up, nuclear, or crashing down, that's when you want to be buying and selling for the most part. Like, let's say that you have some Bitcoin right now, you have it earmarked for a new snowblower this winter. And so you see the price, it just shoots up. It's worth 100K. You want to sell your fund that you had for a snowblower. You want to cash that out. You go on the exchange, down for maintenance. It's happened to me several times before, but one really stands out. It was on Binance. So what you need to do for that, to be prepared for those really crazy times, because they're going to happen, is you want to be set up on a couple different exchanges. So make that a priority. If you have one exchange that you use that you love, set up another one. Get familiar with it. Maybe spend a couple $100, learn the process there, and then sign up for another one too. So I'd say have a minimum of 3 exchanges that you have kind of in your pocket for when this happens. Not if it happens, but when this happens. And so if you're in Canada here, I would say use Bitcoin Well, use Bitcoin Bull or Bull Bitcoin, and maybe ShakePay. In the US, I would say Bitcoin Well, River, maybe Swan, but have 3. And so if you are somebody who just has one and you want to get set up on a couple different exchanges, in my show notes, I have to add that actually. But I do have a couple new referral codes in there, including one from River. So somebody sent me a message on Signal last week with their River referral code. So you should always be using referral codes, I think, because you get some free Bitcoin, you get some incentives out of it. So I don't have one myself. This is for on behalf of somebody else, but I'm going to put that River referral code in the chat for people if you're in the US. So I'd say if you're in the US, go River for sure, Bitcoin Well for sure. And if you don't have a Bitcoin Well, just go to bitcoinwell.com/Jor. So it's important because this is absolutely coming, and it's gonna hit people pretty hard.